Hi, my name is EJ Massa. I've had the same TV since college. A 720p 24-inch plasma TV from around 2006. It's been great and I love the colors on it, from movies to gaming. I especially love it for classic gaming, and of course, playing Nintendo Switch games. But it's finally time for an upgrade. I have a large, bright white family room with skylights and lots of windows, so I wanted a TV that was larger than my 42-inch plasma and not as reflective. But my wife didn't want just a big black rectangle taking up room in the space. So the compromise between form and function seemed to be the new 2022 frame TV from Samsung, the 65-inch version to be exact. Now, I'm approaching this review from my needs. I'm not going to get too technical. I'm not going to talk about knits or whatever. I don't even know what a knit is. My grandma used to knit, and now she's dead. So it doesn't seem worth talking about. The TV came in, and I hope my little plasma won't get jealous. Don't worry, little fella. You'll live in the basement and be used as a basement TV. My basement's a pretty cool place. There's arcades, a futon, posters, skeletons. Let's open this puppy up. You snip these little straps here on either side of the box, break the tape on top, and inside there's a quick setup guide on how to put the feet on, which I will not be using. Here are the feet, which I will not be using. Tucked in the side is the One Connect box. You see, instead of having all the HDMI connections on the TV itself, Samsung separates all the inputs into a separate box, so it'll make the screen much more sleek. You have all sorts of inputs on the back. You got HDMIs, you got one eARC, you got one gaming input, and the One Connect input where you'll put the One Connect wire from the TV. It's a hefty and handsome looking box. Then we have the cables and such. Here's a very sleek remote. I like it. No frills. A solar panel on the back to charge it, and although you can charge it using a USB-C, I find in my sunny room, the remote keeps it charged nicely. You have the power plug for the One Connect box, and this is stupid, but I love that these twisty ties on here have Samsung branding. I love extraneous branding on pieces of trash. Of course, the One Connect wire, which is a wire. Then there's the user manual, which I will promptly throw into the trash. Where's the challenge in figuring out how a TV works if you just read about it like a chump? It's game facts for TVs. Ruins the fun. Now we can just lift the middle of the box like so. Carefully. Back up carefully. Do not knock over the fancy new TV. Yes! Cleared it. In the back, we have the box with all the wall mount gear. These stickers for the back. There's instructions. The template, which you can use to more easily line up the wall mounts. The wall mounts themselves, and the clips for the back of the TV. Now, I don't have to learn about any of this stuff because Samsung threw in the installation for free. They basically contract local handymen, like if you hired somebody on your own with Thumbtack or something. Here's a pro tip for you. If you're thinking about buying this TV from the Samsung website, even if it's already on sale, you can try talking to this chat bot and begging for more deals. They sometimes throw in free bezels or installation. If you opt to install the TV yourself, I highly recommend the YouTuber Be the Installer, who has many videos about mounting various versions of the frame as well as other TVs. Now that the contractors did the hard part, I'll just slide on the magnetic bezels. I have the teak bezels because I thought they looked more modern and stylish. It really is as easy as snapping them on. The magnets do the work. Oh, you'll notice that I haven't hidden that wire at all. Some people hide that wire in the wall. But my wife was like, oh, that's it for the wire? Well, I don't think you need to do anything. And I agree. I think it looks good and it's discreet enough. And if my wife gives me permission to do less work instead of more, well, oh, by golly, I'll take it. Now to turn it on and set it up. Not much to talk about here. You set up the Wi-Fi, sign your life away by clicking yes to all these dialog boxes, check and update your software, say no to the Art Store membership because you're a cheapskate, create or sign in with your Samsung account, set up a PIN, backup settings, skip the Alexa setup because you hate talking to robots. Then it tells you can switch to art mode by just pressing the power button, or turn off the TV by holding down the power button. And after a cute animation, we're all set. Adorable. And then you got yourself a standard menu with apps and such. Let's check out how good the movies look. You get a big TV to watch movies, right? So I put on the most basic movies there are, Marvel movies. And after playing around with some settings, the picture is amazing. What an upgrade from my smaller plasma, that's for sure. So let me show you what settings I liked for movies, because if you don't turn on these settings, your movies sort of look like soap operas or something. Do they still do soap operas? And do they still look like soap operas? I assume most cameras have 24 frames per second now. Have they figured out how to switch the cameras to 24 frames per second? Anyways, I go to settings and I switch the picture mode to movie mode, and that solves most of that soap opera look, but I tweaked a few other settings to my taste. Under picture, I went to expert settings, and I turned picture clarity off. I think it helps remove jitter from things like sports, and I'll never watch sports. I just won't. I'm sorry. I also turned off contrast enhancer because I felt like it wasn't doing much for me. I liked it better off. And for ST284, I set the gamma slider to 2. And for other things that don't have ST2084 and you have to choose between BT1886 and 2.2, I thought 2.2 looked better for most situations in my bright living room. Now some dark scenes on this TV look a little too dark and muddy. I'm sure I could tweak the settings to fix them, but I find that 95% of content looks amazing, and it didn't happen enough for me to really want to fuss with it too much. One thing I will say is the sound on this TV is surprisingly great. So much so I didn't hook the TV to my stereo right away. It's pretty great right out of the box, so you can enjoy some Kate Bush and the pivotal scene of a certain Netflix show. The biggest surprise to me was gaming. Gaming is awesome on this. Very responsive, low lag, looks amazing. Here's Elden Ring on PS5. It was a joy to play on this TV. To my surprise, the Switch plays amazing on this as well. I know it's only a 1080p system, but the colors pop, it plays smoothly. The 4K TV is overkill for this system, but for my aging eyes, I appreciate the extra real estate. And funnily enough, I've been playing lots of retro games on here. It's great for all gaming. Right out of the box, the settings were great, and there is a specific game menu if you want to tweak something, but I didn't really explore it much because the defaults look so good. One of my favorite features, especially with the sunny room this TV is in, is the non-reflective screen. Even with extremely harsh light streaming into the room, the picture looks fantastic. There's a slight hit to the contrast, but that's an easy trade for me over distracting streaks of light across the screen. I mean, look, I've got 2 skylights pouring light in, and it looks great. It's perfect for this room. Okay, all the TV stuff is great, but what about the main gimmick? Art mode. Of course, I'm too cheap to subscribe, and I didn't even bother to get the free trial because I was afraid I'd forget for a few credit card cycles. They only have a few screensaver-like pictures to test. For settings, you can change the brightness, the color temperature to make the picture look more natural as possible depending on the room and the light that's in it. You can pick a matte as well, or choose no matte at all. You can do multiple pictures, and everything looks pretty good. Here, I'll show you how to be a cheapskate and upload your own art. I took high-res DSLR pictures of paintings passed down in the family. Then I took those pictures, and on your Android device, you'll need the Samsung SmartThings app. You'll log into your Samsung account, and if your device is connected to the same Wi-Fi, it'll detect your TV automatically. Select it, and then tap the art mode panel, and tap this little add art button. Now it brought up all the box art from the emulators that are on my tablet, but it also brought up these uploaded pictures of paintings. Select it, tap next, and you can select the matte. I chose none, and wow, it looks really good. During certain times of day, you could even be fooled for a few moments that it's a painting. Even if you look closely, you can swear that you see the canvas and the paint strokes raised up from the surface. The non-reflective screen really sells it. I will say that using art mode at night, you will not be fooled. It looks like a screen. You can see the glow of the screen. Now, of course, when I review anything, I like to see how it handles ribs. And I'm happy to report that ribs are stupendous looking on this TV. Delicious 4K ribs. If you want to watch ribs videos, especially, say, an EJ Cooks video, which is filmed in 4K, you will be pleasantly surprised. Let me break down what meets expectations and what exceeds expectations. Nothing about the TV was below expectations, so that won't be a category. Here's where it meets expectations. The image on the screen itself. I would say I've seen better screens, and there's a few quirks to this screen which I knew about beforehand, so that's why I say it meets expectations. There appears to be a dirty screen effect, like when you have a solid color, it's sort of cloudy and uneven, and there's a clear vignette around the sides. When you're watching most content, you'll never notice it, but it's there, and if you're looking for it, you could see it. I knew this was a quirk of the TV, and I thought the benefits outweighed this drawback. Dark scenes can be muddy depending on the settings. 95% of the time it looks great, but a few scenes can be excessively dark or lose detail. The built-in software serves its purpose. It's mostly snappy, but sometimes it felt like my fingers were a little bit faster than the software. It's pricey. You can get comparable screens for less money, or better screens for the money. And here's where it exceeds expectations. The design. It's the main reason you get this TV. It's sleek. It's a work of art as much as the art on the screen. It will definitely impress guests when they see it. The non-reflective screen works awesome. Slight hit to the contrast, but you don't miss it, especially since there's no streaks or reflections. Gaming looks and plays amazing right out of the box. Low lag, feels great. Art mode looks awesome during certain parts of the day. It could fool someone not looking too closely. The sound. Where are the speakers? How did they do this? Did they make a deal with a demon? I'm scared. So this TV suits my needs, and if it sounds up your alley, then maybe it's a TV for you. It did have a lightning sale recently on Amazon Prime Day, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of deals coming up for Black Friday. And make sure to engage that chat bot on Samsung's website, and they may throw in some more deals your way. That's all I have for you today. Until next time, bye.